Okay, today's lesson we're going to be covering 1.2a. This starts on page 52. Again, that is page 52. And this topic is involving multi-step equations. But today, if you notice, we have variables on both sides of the equation. So we have on the left side as well as the right side. And that is something that we have not really encountered yet to this point. So when we want to solve these equations, basically we want to take all variables to one side and all of our constants to another side. And it really doesn't matter which side you go to, but traditionally they usually move the variables to the left side. So in this case, that's how I'm going to start off. I do notice I have this x by itself, so I'm going to put a 1 right there just to help me. And it's a positive 1x, so to move it to the other side I need to do the opposite of what it is. So do minus 1x. And I come over here and do minus 1x. So this 1x minus 1x, it is going to cancel itself out. 2x take away 1x is x. And then we bring down this 4, and that's it. That's all there is to do. So x is equal to 4. Okay, if we move on to number 3. On number 3, we have 3x plus 3 equals 2x plus 7. Excuse me. So I'm going to take this 2x and move it to the left side first. So I'm going to do the opposite of what it is. So it's positive, so I'm going to go negative 2x. Come over here, put a negative 2x. So I know these x's cross out right there. The 3x minus 2x gives you 1x. And then I bring down the plus 3 and bring down equals 7. Now it's like an equation you've solved many times before. So I want to get the variable by itself, so I'm going to subtract 3 to both sides. Subtract 3. This cancels. And we get an answer of x is equal to 4. Okay, number 4. I'm going to start off, put a 1 in front of that x. And if I'm going to keep moving my variables to the left side, I'm going to do a minus 2x here. The opposite of what the positive 2x is. Do a minus 2x here. So on the right side, these cancel out. And then I have a 1x minus 2x gives you negative 1x. I'm going to bring down the plus 10 equals 5. And then I'm going to subtract 10 to both sides. So these end up canceling out. The negative 1x will drop down. 5 take away 10 gives you negative 5. And this is one of the biggest errors I see on a lot of checkpoints, is that students like to leave this is the answer. But you can't do that because you have a negative variable. So in this case, we need to turn it to a positive, and I can do that by dividing by negative 1. But I have to divide both sides by negative 1. So that cancels out, gives you a positive x, and negative 5 divided by a negative 1 gives you positive 5. Okay, moving on to number 5. So I can put a 1 here, put a 1 there. I see I have this negative 1x, so I'm going to do the opposite, which is plus 1x. I'm going to come over here and do plus 1x. So these end up canceling out. 1x plus 1x will give me 2x. Then I bring down the plus 5, and I bring down the equals negative 3. Okay, then I'm going to subtract 5 to both sides. So this cancels out. 2x equals a negative 3 and a negative 5 come together and give you negative 8. Last step, you're going to divide by 2. So this cancels. We get x. Negative divided by positive gives me a negative, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. So x equals negative 4. Okay, number 6. To solve this one, we go over and we're going to add 2x on the right side. So I'm going to add 2x as well on the left side. So I see these cancel out. 4x plus 2x gives me 6x. Then I have equals 12. Last step, I'm going to divide by 6. So this cancels, and 12 divided by 6 gives me an answer of 2. Okay, number 7, they try to just kind of trick you up a little bit because they put the constant in front, but it really doesn't matter. We handle it the same way we've been doing things. So I'm going to get rid of this negative 6x first. I'm going to move that to the left side, so I'm going to do plus 6x. I'm going to come over here and line it up right under the x and put plus 6x. So right side x's cancel out. Now this 2, we weren't ready for it yet, so it'll just drop down. But I have a negative 5x plus 6x, so it's going to be a positive 1x. And then I have equals 5. Okay, then I see I want to move my constant to the right side. That's a positive 2, so we'll do the inverse, which is negative 2. Come over to the right side, do a negative 2 as well. So 2 minus 2 will cancel out, which drops down just your 1x. 5 take away 2 gives you 3. And that's our final answer there. X is equal to 3. Okay, let's turn to page 53 now. Okay, we're going to go to page 53. So page 53, we're going to start off with number 8, and same type of problem we've been doing. So I want to go ahead and subtract 2x to both sides. Subtract 2x. So this cancels. 4x take away 2x is 2x. Bring down your 12. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So that cancels out. It leaves you with 1x. 12 divided by 2 is positive 6. Okay, number 9. Number 9, I have 5x plus 3 equals x plus 27. I'm going to drop a 1 there right in front of that x. I'm going to move my x's to the left side, so I'm going to do the opposite of that, make it a negative. Come over here, do minus 1x. These cancel out. 5x take away 1x, so it's going to give you an answer of 4x. Then you're going to bring down the plus 3 equals 27. Okay, then we're going to minus 3 to both sides. So this cancels out there. 4x is going to be equal to 24. And then last, we're going to divide both sides by 4. So these cancel out, and we get an answer of x is equal to 6. Okay, a few more problems for today. Number 10. Number 10, I have this 3x. I want to make it go away, so the inverse of that would be do minus 3x. Come over to the left side, do the exact same thing, minus 3x. So these will cancel out. Negative 4x and a negative 3x is only going to give you more negatives, so it comes together as negative 7x. You bring down the plus 6 equals negative 36. Then I'm going to subtract 6 to both sides. So this cancels out. Then you have negative 7x is equal to negative 42. We are then going to divide both sides by negative 7. So this cancels out. And then I get x. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. And it's going to be positive 6. All right, number 11, we have some decimals here. But we treat it the same way that we've been solving these. Just have some decimals mixed in. So I'm going to make this x go to the left side. I'm going to do the opposite, the inverse. So I'm going to do plus 0.2x. Then I'm going to come over to the left, do plus 0.2x. You'll notice that when it's a 0.2, excuse me, I don't bother writing a 0 in front because you don't really need to. So these cancel out. And if you have 0.7x plus 0.2x, that's going to give you 0.9x. It's like saying 70 cents plus 20 cents is 90 cents. Okay, 0.9x. Then you bring down minus 0.6 equals negative 0.42. Okay, I'm then going to add 0.6 to make that go away, so I'm going to come over and add 0.6. So I see this is going to cancel out. I'm going to drop down the 0.9x. And then over here I have decimals, but we see the place value. They don't really line up quite yet because you got like a 6 here, you got 2 digits here, 1 digit. So I'm going to make a second digit, and we can just drop a 0 there. And what looked kind of challenging at first is a little bit easier when you think of it as money. So if you think of like you owe 42 cents, but yet you get 60 cents, you know, what's the end result? Well, you're going to have more positives, so you're going to have some money there. And then 60 cents take away 42 cents is going to give you a positive 18 cents. Okay, next step, we're going to divide by 0.9 to both sides. So I got to make sure I divide by the decimal as well, not just the number itself. and then I got to come over to the right side and do the same thing, divided by 0.9.
Mrs. Peck, please call the front desk. Mrs. Peck, please call the front desk.
And these 0.9s will cancel out, which leaves you with just a positive 1x. And over here, if I take 0.18 divided by 0.9, it's going to give you an answer of 0.2. Okay, so 0.2. All right, our last problem for today will be number 12. On number 12, I see I have 8 minus 4x equals 4x. Notice that, if I move this over here to the left side, there's going to be nothing left there. And I might have to move the 8 then over to the right side. But I'm thinking, well, if I want to save myself a little bit of time, why don't I just move this x over to the right side, and then I have variables on one side, my constants on another, and then we can solve. So that's how I'm going to approach this one. I'm going to do the opposite, so do plus 4x. Come over here and do plus 4x. So these two cancel out. This positive 8 will drop down. 4x plus 4x gives you 8x. And then last, we're going to divide both sides by 8. So the 8's cancel out, and you get x. And 8's cancel out here, but when they cancel out, you're really left with just 1. 8 divided by 8 is 1. So my final answer is 1 is equal to x. Okay, that is it for today's lesson.